Oh, this is great.
The password to the
Oh, no, it's awesome.
password to the Wi-Fi is my wife's cell phone. I can't say that over the airwaves. Where is it?
You didn't even start this podcast correctly.
Oh.
Welcome to the SID.
Welcome to the SID's View podcast.
My
Dude,
voice is way
that
too
just
gravelly to do that.
sounds-
I can't do that.
It's inviting.
That's inviting?
To some people.
Sounds like we're starting something on.
I just told you it's my wife's cell phone number. Oh. What's up, Flawless?
Oh, welcome. That's kind of funny.
Is it, though?
I don't know. I did it when I did a birthday party.
What? Welcome to the SID View party.
So you don't think it's inviting, but you're doing it at kids' birthday parties?
No, I
weirdo?
think I did it to. Was it whose birthday was it? Maybe Rich Hearns or somebody. You didn't hear me at the.
It was your birthday, wasn't
Oh,
it?
that was my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Dude, you're getting old.
Oh, I'm fried. That was my birthday.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Emmy. Remy. Emma says hello.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Emma.
Oh yeah.
She said it very enthusiastically as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that's all about.
Hello, Remy.
Emma, why don't you share what you really called your dad on the SID's View?
Yeah. Seriously.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. She sent. I didn't know that was the opening. She says that. She sends me a clip. That.
How long do you think that Dave Barabalt's going to think the Prim Races is funny? He's already talking about it in the chat.
What are the prim race? Oh, the preliminaries?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Me.
That
Are
was
you
Remy.
kidding me?
Seriously, you had to ask.
Are you
Well, no,
kidding
that was
me?
the same thing as what was this guy saying?
What?
Blowovers?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
that's a real thing.
Dude.
No,
Like,
and we had
hey,
Andrew Bowler over
hey, have
here,
you
and
ever-
he
have you-
confirmed it.
No, have you ever heard of a blowover?
In racing.
No, in racing. We're like, I mean, who was in it?
It was Moeller.
No, Palmer. He's like, that's what we're calling it today?
I heard like hangovers and comb overs, but
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
I don't know about blowovers. Sleepovers.
It's
Yeah.
like sleepovers and blowovers are
1
the same
minute.
thing.
No, and then I show Sid the Tyler Reddick flip from this weekend. He's like, "Is that a blowover?"
Oh,
I'm like, no, it's not.
You asked that?
my
Yes.
goodness.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
man, I got 45
And, then,
seconds to
and
come
you
up with a
didn't get
joke.
that on tape?
What happened now?
About you asking?
What are you guys talking about? Here we
right,
freaking
she's
go. Here off the.
About Tyler Reddick.
Who? Are they still racing NASCAR?
Yes, I got 3 more
I
weeks.
haven't
Nobody
watched
cares.
it in like 3 weeks.
Right. Nobody
My
cares.
God.
Well, Tyler Reddick flipped this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh, he had a blowover.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
Blowover.
It's only a blowover. It's an aerodynamic flip.
Oh my
God.
Come on.
There's no
Bro.
blowing happening.
All right, settle down.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for another edition of the SID's View podcast. Long weekend down at the bowl. Our man Diego was in the driver's seat. He's got a lot to talk about. What's up, brother?
Can you believe it? Got to live a little racing again. I had a great time. A lot of championships to talk about, so let's get it on.
All right, we got our girl Rem over here on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I was going to ask the 22SK to do it. Just took out another car down the front stretch.
Yo, yo, yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
That's what I'm talking about. Our man Fro is down in the bullpen coming off a family reunion in the Speedbowl grandstands.
It's your man Rob back at it again after a hell of a weekend. We got a little bit of everything. We got on the track drama. We got off the track drama. We got Mike Joy in the house. Let's just get the hell on with it. I can't wait any longer.
All right, then. Let's do it. All right, everybody. If you want to join the live chat, and you got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join. Become a member, $4.99 a month. Also participate in the Who Won the Week segment later on in our show and get some bonus videos on Thursdays. And we are psyched to have with us in the Seacon Grand Prix hot seat the winner of the SK Finale 100, Timmy Jordan's in the house. What's up, my man?
Oh, yeah, we're here. We're here and ready.
We've had a good time. We already started recording stuff for Thursday, so make sure that you tune in then when we drop more content. Interesting talks about tires and late models and mini stocks and all things Speedbowl. Don't forget now, we want to thank our friends over at Monaco Ford for responsible. They are responsible for the results ticker. So thrilled to have them aboard once again so that we can show you the top 5 finishers in all the week's events, mostly at the Speedbowl, and some nuggets from north of Wilkesboro as well. Diego, where should we start, my friend?
Well, I'm going to start off first. I know there wasn't a lot of cars in the late models, but I made the ticker.
You did.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I made the ticker.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. You know, heck yeah. So anyways, listen, the Speedbowl was awesome this weekend. I thought the weather couldn't have been any better.
The weather was great.
Right? I mean, listen, T-shirts.
Yeah.
Really, really good racing. I enjoyed the
I was freezing my nuts off when I first got there Sunday morning.
No,
but
right.
then it was like...
Then by the time the racing started, it was hot suddenly.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was summer again.
Well, you are in New England.
Right.
I mean, this isn't Florida. So we have had record highs here. But listen, it was just as hot in the championship battles in some of the divisions. It was a must-see event for me.
Yeah.
I was literally running up to the fences when I heard different cars going out and stuff. So I was exciting stuff to watch. I got to run the late model. So, I want to thank Jason and their Team 31 Racing for putting Emma in the seat.
Yep.
Great experience from our kid to figure out our program. I know the show's not about me, but it allowed me the chance to get back in a race car after a short hiatus.
And you fit in the fire suit still.
And I did fit in the fire suit.
Amazing.
2 days for you
Bonus!
already. Look at that.
And I got to ask my boy Fro to give me a hell yeah.
And I sure delivered.
And
Go
you
watch the video. Go watch the video.
Yeah, so anyways, I had a great time. It was great to be back in the seat. And it was great for our program. And there's a lot to talk about. I'm excited to do it and get it on.
All right, so I got a good story for you from the Speedbowl as well, but I did want to thank our viewers. Last week we had over 1,750 viewers, despite our glitchy issues.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which we believe we have repaired.
Perfect.
But love to see the numbers coming through still, so it's been a great season for us. So we are walking down the pits, me and my man Fro, GoPros in hand. Where are we going to put these on? Phone rings. By the way, I have a sweet ringtone. It's a mashup of Hypnotized by Biggie and Sabotage by Beastie Boys. You can't miss it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should have heard it ring during the national anthem when everybody was dead silent. That was good. Yep.
Good call, Fro. I did do that. That was Remy, actually. Yeah. I hung up on it. Yeah. You can't call me during the national anthem.
Right.
So anyways, we're in the pit party, and I look at my phone. It's Mike Joy. So I've been trying. Let me set this up. I've been trying to get an interview with Mike Joy for the Stefanik doc, right? I think we've talked about when I went to Charlotte earlier in the summer, just happened to schedule that while he was at Lime Rock for Ray Abraham's thing. Messaged him a while back, maybe about a month ago. He said he was going to be up this way. He'd give me a call if we could make it happen. I called Rob. I'm like, dude, we're on call for Mike Joy. Stand by. Never happened. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen. So he sends me an email earlier in the week, and he says, hey, can we do it via Zoom? And I'm thinking, I can't believe I was thinking this, but not really. I could do that, but Zoom is not going to be as good as the cameras.
Not
the
even
audio
close.
is not going to be as good,
Yeah, right.
So it's going to look hokey. And so I'm like replying back to him, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm like, I got to tell Mike Joy, like, no, that's not going to work,
Right.
And I'm like, son of a bitch, he's not going to be in it. So, okay. So that's the last response I had to. I didn't get a response. I sent that email a few days ago. So we're in the pit party. Phone rings. So I pick up. He's Mike Joy. He says, Tom, it's Mike Joy. I said, hey, how you doing? And he says, well, he's like, I was in the area. I had some things to do. I'm at the Speedbowl front gate. And I was like, oh, really? He said, yeah, I figured, maybe we can get something done. I said, oh, okay, yeah. I'll see you in like 10 minutes. I said, okay.
Yep.
Throw the GoPros on. I said, Rob, we're going to go do an interview with Mike Joy. He's like, really? I said, yeah. So We go back. I tell Remy, I'm like, we'll be right back, taking the golf cart. I grab Bonsa. I'm like, get in.
We
come
literally
on.
had seconds to assemble that crew.
So
It was
I'm
insane.
like, Bonsa. Then Mason's like, can I go? I said, yeah, buddy, come on in. So the four of us get in the golf cart. I said, Rob, just record the audio. Here's the camera. Use that. I got one mic. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem. I said to Bonsa, I'm going to trust you. Please frame up the shot. Do whatever you got to do. I don't have my documentary stuff with me. I got to think of what I'm going to ask him, you know?
Right.
Anyways, we go down to the North Pits where the New England Race Fuels truck is, and we got in, I don't know, what did we get in, Rob, maybe 15 minutes?
Yeah, 10, 15,
Yeah,
probably.
I asked him, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 questions. I haven't even watched the footage yet because we've just been cranking since.
Yeah.
And, but we pulled it off. So big props to Rob and to Bonsa for on the fly being
That's
able
cool,
to pull
though.
it
The
off.
phone rings.
It was so
So,
awesome.
Mike Joy.
Yeah, so it was really cool, and a super nice guy. And many people have told me this, that he's not some sort of, arrogant, pompous guy because he made the big time. He's
Right.
down at home. He's really down to earth. And I just thought it was so cool that he was even thinking of me when he was driving through.
So did he show up there to talk to you, or did he show up because he wanted to watch the race?
No, he had other stuff to do. Yeah, so so I don't know how long he stayed, but I mean, a bunch of people were saying that they were taking pictures with him and stuff. So I think he stayed for a while.
Do you think he hung out in the bus?
That I don't know. I'm thinking probably no. But yeah, super good guy, and just really thankful and appreciative of the fact that he was thinking of me.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome,
called,
man.
And thankful for Rob and Bonsa for just, and I'm glad that I had.
Hey.
I'm glad that I had. Listen to this. If I didn't do Sid's View mic'd up in the stands, like we couldn't have pulled. I didn't have any other mic.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it was literally the same camcorder mic that we put on Sid for Sid's View.
Right.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, I guess this is what we're doing.
I'm like, Mike, I only have a
Well,
lavalier.
so you had like this little thing like this.
Well,
It
no,
was a
I mean,
lavalier.
listen,
It was
he's
a
a
lavalier.
professional. He
Yeah.
put it on himself. He knew exactly how to clip it on the whole deal, and
Yeah.
he was great. Yeah, his answers.
How
were-
cool is it that he come back to the bowl though?
Yeah,
Right.
tremendous.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome,
His
man.
kid ran legend cars back there. I think when your brother was running the track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember it one night that he was there, and I think his kid was running.
That's
but,
so
I mean, that
cool.
was like 10 years ago. So.
Right.
All right, so we're going to talk about the big drama of the week before we get to the
What's the
results.
What's the big drama of the week?
Well, we have the big Tire Gate, another edition of Tire Gate.
Oh, you're going to bring that up?
I mean, we have to, don't we? Was everybody talking about it in the pit?
Listen, every racer was.
Yeah.
I could tell you this, like I said this to you earlier. First thing they said to me when they seen we were fast was, "Are you soaking too?"
Jesus.
But it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening, right? I mean, you hate to think that it's happening.
I guess we need to set the stage.
Yeah,
right?
let's set the stage.
So Tom Fox and his stepson Zach Racer were DQ'd for tires the last 2 events prior to this weekend at the Speedbowl, and of course they are officials at Stafford. So that's
Yeah.
the conundrum here.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough deal, right? And everybody knows that Tom is a big vital piece of Stafford, right? So as just a person from the outside, it's not a great look, but it is what it is, and whatever's done is done at this point. And it'd be one thing if it was just 1 week, but I believe it was 2 weeks. Is that right?
Correct.
So is it true or not true? Right? Shame on you for 1 week, or what the test wasn't done correctly, and then I think the second week it was the talk of the week. I mean, it's to sit here and say we're going to rag on them. I mean, we're a podcast. It was the vibe of the pit area.
Yeah, we can't ignore that it wasn't happening. Yeah.
You just couldn't ignore it, So it's not that I want to sit here and rag on those guys because, listen, everybody has a choice when they want to be fast to do what they got to do, and I'm not sure if the correct thing. And this is just me at this point. If it is true, I don't know what your thought on it is. It's either A, you just keep quiet and let it get brushed under the rug until people forget about it, or B, you come out and say, hey, listen, I freaking screwed up, and I wanted to be fast and I didn't do the right thing. I don't know what the right answer here is or you just deny. So either the tests are false or you were cheating.
So
right?
you think that you're saying that they need to, they would have to say something publicly because of their position at Stafford?
I don't know if they have to say something.
Because a normal team would not say anything
maybe
publicly.
not. I don't know. It just, Tom is in a light different than every other racer, though.
Yeah.
Right? He's not every
Definitely
other,
a unique situation.
Yeah, he's not every other racer walking in. So I'm not saying it was Tom in general. I guess that's the problem because it was Zach.
Yeah.
But Tom has been in racing a long time. He's a real smart guy, and I like Tom. I always fell back on him for advice. He's always been willing to give me a hand. So I don't want to kill those guys. It's just the vibe that was in the pit area. I mean, everybody was talking about it. Every racer, and it's hard to come onto the show and say it wasn't talked about, right?
So I think I agree with you. The optics are terrible,
right?
And I don't think it's going to lead to anything.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think Stafford's going to do anything.
Yeah.
And by the time March comes, there's going to be a million other controversies and things and
true
drama,
story.
and it's just going to go away.
Do you think it's just part of racing? I mean, I think the thing that makes it different is because everybody associates Zach with Tom.
Yeah.
Right. That's why it. Is it the same story if it happens to just an average racer that's been running pretty good?
Say that again?
Like let's just pick out somebody that runs in the top 5 weekly, but that's not winning. That's not associated with somebody like Tom. Is it the same size story or not? Is everybody talking about it?
No, I mean maybe, but I mean the super compelling part is that Tom's the director of competition at Stafford, and Zach works there too,
right? In
an official capacity. That's the compelling part. That's what makes it different than other people getting DQ'd.
The thing is
that's why everybody was talking about it. You think if they didn't have those positions, people would be talking about it like they were in the pits?
Right.
That's the
right.
Yeah, that's
and for us, it's almost like sometimes you have to be politically correct a little bit, and I don't want to completely steamroll those guys, but if you failed the first test and then you failed the second test, I have strong suspicions that it wasn't right.
Yeah.
That you weren't right. So maybe the problem is that your Tom is guilty by association. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Tom knows nothing about it. You know what I mean? The problem is that he's kind of attached to it.
Yeah.
And that's the deal. I know it sounded like I'm beating a dead horse, but it's what's happening.
Right.
It's too bad because they have a good race program. They're a good team that shows up every week, and I'm sure they are sick to their stomach about it right now.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's maybe it would be a bigger deal if it is if this was May, but like I said, it's the end of the year, so I think it's all going to go away relatively soon. Yeah. And I see what Jeremy's saying in the chat, but and if anybody's a member for Corshane's Patreon thing, he's had some thoughts on it, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really agree with some of the conclusions he came to with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is that like this is all like testing. Like we're not investigative reporters here. This is all testing and tech. It's not like we can show a clip of them testing the tires and evaluate it from what we see. So it's a little bit different where and yeah. But like I said, I think eventually it's going to go away. But there's no denying it was a thing. And like you said, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, it was the talk of the pit area. And I can't say here and say it's true or not true. It was the conversation a lot when you first walked in the pit area. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right, let's go, Rems. Let's get going with this week's. Is it Fowler Auto Wrecking? Is bringing us this week's weekly update.
All right.
Bring it.
So, Speedbowl had their final weekend. Here is Friday's winners.
Okay.
Super X car winner, Bill Rayum.
Yeah.
Yes. A little segmented, but correct. Nonetheless.
Did you put a hyphen in his name right there?
I think so.
Yeah. She put a comma too.
She put a comma too.
Go ahead.
X car winner, Corey Caddick. Bandolero winner, Nick Urig Jr.
Hold on a second right there. Did anybody
Yeah.
get to watch that race?
Dude, what a disaster. I mean, I was just speechless. And Diego was right there with me.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole
We went
time.
up, I went up at, what was
Yeah.
I eating? A fine chili dog from
Dude, it was
Hamilton
like a foot and a
Market?
half long hot dog
Oh,
or
the
something
thing
like
was-
that. Yeah.
Those cars. Tim, you ever watch them cars?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm talking somebody's going to get freaking killed in them cars.
Yeah. I mean, they're going as fast as minis, it looks like.
They're,
Or almost.
They're close. They're in the 19-second
Right.
ranges. Eight-year-old kids drafting. You know, I mean, what is 19 seconds there? 80, 70 miles an hour?
It's Holland.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys, it's like every wreck,
It's hard.
it's like Talladega.
There's like no crumple zone, it looks like, too. Maybe in the back they got a little, but like when they're wrecking,
Yo, did you
it's
see?
loud.
Did you watch Mason?
Yeah, so
Yep.
I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up Mason's here. Rams, throw this up here.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at little racing Mason in the 31. Oh, backs it in there.
I mean, that's not even the wreck to see.
Oh,
So, yeah, big props to Mason. By the way, he was sore, and not only went to the pit party, but did his thing with us
Yeah.
at Sid's View. So
He had the
was
glasses
a
and
trooper.
everything.
dude,
Yeah.
his car was so loose. I don't know what they do. The thing was fast. I mean, this kid is fishtailing at like 70 miles an hour in that
Yes.
thing. I mean, the thing was dancing more than my late model was. And twice he spun because he couldn't hang on. It's just too fast. Mm-hmm. And the short wheelbase, them things start doing this. It was over for him. But
I mean, the tone in that race was set in the first lap when they had that huge wreck.
they never made it one lap.
Yeah, after that, it was just a bloodbath. I mean,
Yeah.
there was no holds barred.
I enjoyed watching Little Mason though. He was
Oh,
real-
yeah, absolutely. I was
a
pulling
long,
from
a
hard.
couple years ago when he raced there, he wasn't as fast, but he was fast there this time. So it was.
All
a
right, you
lot
want to
of
see
fun.
the lap one wreck?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
see it.
That's what you want to.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that car in the front start to go around, I was bracing myself.
Diego, stop.
The whole field.
Yeah, it's
much.
pretty bad. And that's it. The leader just lost it on their own right there.
No, the 15 got into the leader.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see any contact.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, let's.
Well, do you guys have your
Let's go.
blinders
Roll it
on
back.
here?
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Do it again.
You're definitely not going to be my.
I mean, look, I don't
Dude,
see any
15
contact.
did not touch him.
There is at least 6 inches there.
See, did not touch him.
Play back one more time.
Come on,
Timmy, let's see it. Let's see it one time.
Timmy, your thoughts? I mean, he's hitting his bumper there. No contact, no contact, no contact, no contact, no contact.
Where's the
no
contact? He starts going around right
Right
there.
there.
There's no
No
contact.
No way.
There's no way.
All right, chat. Let's go.
No way.
Are you?
They both have to go to the back because they're possible.
Oh, don't be political here. What the hell?
No, I don't know. It was so dark. I can't tell. I can't tell.
Keeter said took the air off of him. No, I believe it. Those damn
No,
cars.
literally.
Arrow blocking.
Jeez.
Rob, how's the crowd?
Oh, what crowd?
Friday night.
Nobody.
it was
Ghost
me,
town.
Me and my chili dog.
I mean, me and Diego were half the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there. Oh, that's right.
We
yeah.
hung out with Fro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't. Well, we'll talk about it during the stat.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to get to it.
Go ahead,
We're going to
Rams.
get to it.
Continue on.
So, vintage modified winner, Gary Bryington.
Mm-hmm.
So, now let's go to Saturday's winners, okay?
Sure.
Go for it. Okay.
MRS, Modified Racing Series winner is Brett Meservey.
You
Yeah.
want to talk about it?
Sure.
Dude, how about the family, the Perry family, knocking down 3 wins this year?
Yeah.
Right, I don't care how strong that division Saturday night was strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. 30
You
cars,
had
right?
Kennedy in the field, Pastriak. You had good cars in the field, and Meservey looked damn good.
That thing was going.
Wasn't it?
It was good. I was like, oh, he's using it up, but he never
He-
slowed down.
And then he went to the bottom and just took the lead. Mm-hmm. You know, Moeller led a good portion of that race. It was fun to watch. And the bear bomb. And then what? That's a bad thing. But you know, it was great to watch. And then how about little freaking Jacob Perry in the 55?
Yes.
I mean, my man was working the bottom. Like, you watch these guys work the bottom in a mod, and it's like they give up so much at certain points, and you just have to stay so disciplined, right, to what you're doing. Because if you get excited when this guy hits the gas or something, you're going to lose all the momentum you broke, that you gained over the course of the last 3 laps.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to watch these guys work the bottom, and make hay down there. It was, and he was one of them. Dave Arute had a great race.
Yeah.
I think he came into the top 5 there. There was a lot of good racing, and obviously Matt Swanson locks up the championship.
Yeah. Yeah, congrats to him.
Yeah, congrats to him. It was a great race. It reminded me a lot of the MRS of old, and like I said to you guys last week,
Timmy Jordan era MRS?
Timmy Jordan MRS, right?
I didn't even
Is that
know I was there.
No, what are they called? What would you say they were called? The True Value.
True value.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were the
Value.
True Value
Value
back
era.
then.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got hyped up. Whenever they come to the bowl, I don't care if it's the MRS or what the hell ever it is, they get cars. So it was super exciting to watch that race that night for us. I indulged in a couple fine Mick Ultras from the
Sure
Little
you
Bears
did.
studio. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right. NEMA midget winner, Doug Cleveland. NEMA Lights, Joey Bailey.
So, NEMA, I don't know a lot about NEMAs, but they all seem pretty excited that Doug Cleveland won the race. Crafty
He was
old veteran.
the
looked
older
like.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was his crew chief, car owner, somebody was going nuts in Victory Lane with some very raspy screams to the crowd in excitement. And, yeah, it was good to see. And so, also, Avery Store clinched the championship. And I just have to, just give me 1 second here. I just got to talk a little bit about Bertrand Motorsports real quick here. Because
You always pick Store.
because he runs for Bertrand, and they're just nasty. So listen, let's see. Tim Bertrand Motorsports has won every NEMA championship since 2017. Randy Cabral, Avery Store, Todd Bertrand, Randy Cabral, Avery Store the last 3 years. And he also has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13th NEMA championship.
In a row?
For Bertrand Motorsports.
Wow.
Since 2008. So whatever that is, 17
Wow.
years.
What
Yeah.
a run.
Amazing run.
He's like the Hendrix of NEMAs.
Yeah.
If that helps you, sure. Okay.
Dude, what are the lap times that they're running? Because they look so fast that it's almost like disturbing. Like you feel like any
have no
mistake is going to
idea.
be catastrophic.
I
Yeah.
believe only the supers go faster than the NEMAs.
Really?
I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of freaky to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right then.
All right. So, American TJ midgets.
We're going to have to try that again.
Oh,
TJ? What's the American TJ?
TQ midget.
There we go.
The triple Jordan midgets.
Continue.
Kyle Tarasca.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Those guys, did you watch them?
I did not.
They're kind of scary looking. I mean, I'd be a little hesitant to run those,
Yeah.
but they are just in the gas forever.
That's what I'm saying. You don't even lift. It
They
looks like.
lift for like a second.
If even that.
Because they got spread out. I was just watching. I'm like, geez, that guy lifted for like 2 seconds and was full throttle right again. Wow. Like he never lifted.
Yeah.
Looked like Timmy Jordan on a Saturday night.
That's right. Damn straight.
Coming through. Watch out.
NEMAs are a second and a half faster, by the way. I just looked.
Are they?
Ah.
Yeah.
Open Street Stock winner Ryan Lynham.
Didn't he start on the front row?
Oh,
Yes.
Dude.
And
He
he
did,
drove
right?
off.
Listen.
Yes, he started first or second.
his car and Glue Chalky's car are so badass.
Well, he and Gluchaki started in the on the other side of him, right?
Yep. They finished 1-2.
Why would you do that? Why would you that those two cars have been dominant. Obviously, Lineham's undefeated. You got 20 cars there. You can't handicap them, redraw something. You're going to start those cars on the front row?
Right.
Terrible decision.
Full field invert.
Terrible
That's
decision.
what I would have done.
Dude, those cars, though. You watch Glue Chalkies. Did you get a chance to watch those cars? They are so badass to me. Like, they sit right. They have side exhaust at the door. The flames are shooting out the door. They got side windows, and they sound so good. And damn it, are they fast? Those things are like, they're in a league of their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If one of you guys don't pick them in the pick-ems, you screwed up.
No, you
None
guys
of you
screwed
guys
up.
can pick them.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. You copy me.
You want me to tell you why you screwed up? Because I picked them. So none.
You go first.
Can I finish?
Okay, go for it.
So you gained nothing on me because I picked them, and we both got it right. Now I can't pick them this week because I just picked them.
Yep.
You guys could have picked them, got the win, gained on me, dummies.
No,
I'm in 1st. You're
Who
not.
are you talking to?
The season.
All of you.
I
Whoever
didn't
picked
pick
them.
him. I didn't pick him.
You and Remy picked him then.
Oh, that's your only win, Remy. Okay, let's go.
Reason number 347 why you guys suck at pick'ems. But go ahead.
I can't
Continue,
say
Remy.
the word I want to
Just
use
go.
right now, so
You need to do the update. Continue.
you can suck it.
It's fine.
Okay. Sport truck winner Rick Martin.
Radical. Rick
How
Martin.
cool is that?
That's
Apparently
cool.
his first win at the Speedbowl.
Is
Yeah,
it?
that's what they were saying.
Tim, you remember him
Yeah.
from Thompson? Remember he used to have the Pro Stocks back then when you could buy like these glittery gel coat cars. They were like blue glittery with yellow glittery. They were awesome. Such a showman and very fast back in the day.
Would you say they were radical looking?
Radical Rick Martin. Sid,
Damn
you're
straight.
a smart guy.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Oh, jeez. Sunday winners.
Go.
SK modified winner.
Me.
Congrats.
He's in the house, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
talk.
sorry,
Let's
clapping
talk about
stuff.
it for a minute.
Yeah.
Scold
Let's
them.
go.
Don't stop, get it, get it.
Hell yeah. So how hard? I mean, where did you start in that race?
7th,
7th.
8th.
Yeah, you got
don't
to
know.
the front, and never looked back.
Yeah.
Not really though. Like the first 20, I was like, okay, everybody wants to race pretty good, so everybody wanted to try to lead and go 2x2, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of stuck here.
Yeah.
And then I think we had like 2 or 3 yellows to get to the point when I could like be on the bottom and kind of follow.
Right.
Eric went through, and then
Yeah.
I just kind of followed.
Yeah, that
him.
was a little battle for a minute. Eric was
Yeah.
good. He was
was
good.
good.
He was
Early.
fast early, and his
Yep.
car went away or
I
something.
noticed he was good all day in practice. You know, I like Eric. He's a great guy to have in a division. He may be a tough competitor, but he's been around a long time.
Sure has.
And I was
No, he's
watching him.
awesome.
I was watching him in practice. I'm like, he's fast.
Yep.
He's real fast today, and it was a fun. You know, we were in tech, and I was like running back and forth because I didn't want to miss the race, and we were right before the race. And you know, once you got out front, man, it was like, it was especially when the 11 started falling back. It was see you later.
Yeah, I just tried to pace myself, and then those guys got racing, so I think I looked better than I was, but
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple little things to look at here. This is a wicked hit by Sangermano, battling with Gaydosh, which is always a challenge. Fro gets there, right there.
Oh. Oh, they hit hard.
They did.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. I did like Zach Racer try to make a pass on the bottom there.
And
Or
you know, I
something.
mean, they were right on the front stretch, so it was like, let's get down there. And there it is.
That's a tough hit, man.
We got Rob. I put Rob in like ambular chainsaw mode. Like, come on, let's go down to the fence. And get the record cam footage as well. And apparently,
Hey everyone,
oh,
big
look at
heads
that,
up.
paying
Paleo
the
Valley is
bills.
running a sale on all their meat sticks right now. You can
Remy
get
was
36.
Let's talk about how Remy was just fascinated by the fact that
Oh, yeah, this quote, hilarious moment. Or sorry, what was it, hysterical?
She's telling us she's watching this, and she goes, "I was watching the video, and I went into hysterics because I see you and Rob at the fence." I'm like, "You went into hysterics
Because of us standing there?
because we're
Oh, yeah.
standing there filming?
Oh, yeah.
See us there in the orange
Oh,
shirt?
yeah.
It's It's not that funny.
No, I mean,
yeah.
listen, I'm kind of in the middle. I think it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny.
Okay, but kind of funny is not
It's not hysterical. I
Yeah.
agree with that point.
Oh, by the way, before we go any further, we have to explain the Serve Pro chalkboard chatter.
Oh, so I was going to say, we didn't
Yeah.
touch on that. We were talking about the Mike Joy stuff. I was
So,
like, right.
Mike was generous. Back to the Mike Joy thing. He was generous enough to take a picture with me and Rob and Bonsa, and I posted it on the Facebook page, which was a great idea. It's got like 400 and something likes to it, right? Bunch of comments. Some people commented with the fact that he took pictures with them as well, which is very cool. And then me and Rob were like, during a caution, and I'm kind of like, checking out the viralness of the picture, and I come across Remy's mom. I'm trying to get the exact. I'm trying to get the exact quote here.
So that was all you guys. The picture next to the Sunoco
So
trailer.
Remy's mom says, "Great guy, was with him at Hendrix last year," and then post a picture of her and Larry McReynolds. What the hell is she talking about?
She's great. She's
don't know.
great. Oh, that's awesome.
Remy, that's your blood.
And that doesn't make sense of
It's all.
why
the
I
picture's
am the way I
becoming-
am.
It's all coming a little clearer.
Oh,
now.
that's funny.
We were also pretty confused by this other comment. Someone put like "Rip Mike," like "We'll remember you forever," and we were like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then
they
they were
really?
talking about Mike
But they were talking
Stefanik.
about Mike Stefanik.
And I was like,
in
oh
my
my God.
post, I put that it was for the Mike Stefanik
Oh,
doc.
right.
But we were pretty confused by that at first. That was kind of a weird one.
All right, and so the second clip I have from this is, and I alluded to this, but this guy, this Carl Cavisto guy, I mean, it's not good. Just watch. This is Adam Gaeta. It's Carl Cavisto up here. Steven Chapman. He's a lap down. Can't hold it out of the turn. Then he comes down into Chapman,
Oh my God.
and like, what are we doing with this guy? What's going on?
Wow.
That's the same guy from your incident there.
Listen.
What is going on?
I don't know. Here's the thing.
Is it not, Timmy?
I had to go to the drivers' meeting this week because I actually drove something. This was a topic of conversation in the drivers' meeting. Chris Williams had said, "Hey, listen, if you're off the pace or you get lapped twice, we're putting you in the infield. You're welcome to join the field after we go. If we go yellow and join the tail end, when you continue to be a problem, you're going to the infield."
Yeah.
I just don't think they could have got to the 22 fast enough. Imagine if that was you.
I'm curious if Tyler Chapman, or was that Steven
That was
Chapman?
Steven
I'm
Chapman.
curious if he got to keep his spot or not.
Right.
I guess I'd have to look on Race Monitor to
Right.
figure that out.
But could you imagine if you were lapping him and it happened again? It'd be like, deja, oh my God, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because it's very possible. It's obvious he didn't know that the 14 was there. He came down like he
That's what I'm
wasn't.
saying. Like, it's not anything personal against this guy. He wants
Right.
to come out and drive around the bowl. It's good, but
I didn't
mean-
even see it that way. That was horrible.
I didn't see it either until I went to, because in the thing, I just say in the clip, oh, Adam Gaeta spun out and turned two, and I knew I had a camera on his car. So when I'm editing, I'm like, oh, let me see what happened.
You know what? You know what lap that happened roughly?
No.
I can't believe Chapman
the-
finished the
the-
race in the top 5.
The lowest position Chapman had after lap like 40 or so was like 6th. So that tells me he didn't go to the rear, being involved.
Yeah, Christina Hubby says that he did get to keep a spot.
I just want some consistency. If I'm going to be a jerk all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, just
Right.
saying. Just remember the driver's meeting, that's all.
Yeah.
all.
You know, listen, he definitely came down. It's either, you know, I don't know. How do you police that? How do you police a guy like him, honestly?
He should have gone to the
No, during the race, though. I
Oh.
mean, what do you do? I mean, this is times 2. Right? I mean,
At least that we've seen.
I think Adam Gaeta came back to finish 8th still, right? But he had to go to the
so.
back.
Yeah.
Thank God. Chapman finished in the top 5 because I seen him in tech.
Yep.
That could have been catastrophic.
Right.
Yep.
That easily
Chapman
could have
finished
been,
fourth.
like, your wreck. If you don't hit Moeller, you're putting a clip on your front car,
Yep.
right?
Oh yeah.
That easily could have happened right there again. How do you stop that from happening? I don't know if you can.
I mean, imagine if that was the championship.
Oh, my
Could have been. Sid, put a camera on his car.
Yeah, why don't you put a camera on his car? He
I'm not
seems
sure
like-
it would make it back.
Dude, it's a lot of action around him. Yeah. Anyways,
on, Rem.
wait, hold on. I
Okay.
want to give one more props.
Yeah.
Because any of you guys know my boy Walnuts? You know Walnuts?
Joey Walnuts had
Yo.
a solid run.
He had a really good run.
Joe Walnuts crushed it. He was
Yeah.
one of those guys working the bottom. I watched him for a long time. Work the bottom of the track. You know, you were out setting sail, and guys in the back were trying to make up spots because everybody's on the top. And he was one of them. And I think he started 23rd, finished 5th. Great night. And they just put the car together. He never has any luck. He seems to wreck the thing every time he comes out.
No, he's fast though.
And he's always fast,
Yep.
right?
Yep. That's a good family. We've parked next to
Dude,
them before. They're good
I
people.
love his father. He
Yep.
makes the best Italian subs. I love the dude. All right.
All right, so Remy just brought something to my attention because, and I'm glad she did because it looks like I almost forgot to bring this up. So Timmy, I got a question for you.
Sure, Sid.
We're gonna go to the.
Do I have to be honest or can I be politically
Oh yeah,
correct?
no, this is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
All right.
No, we're not talking about the lapped cars or any of that. This is what we're going to talk about right here in the beginning.
Hi, Timmy.
The hell is going on with your hair?
Oh, that looks good.
What is that?
I just got a haircut.
It's
Is that
like a
cowlick?
chimney or something.
Is it static cling?
I didn't have a commander's hat to wear, so
I don't know what's happening.
and I
there,
wasn't
but-
borrowing one of the crew guys' Giants hats.
I mean,
so.
I'm editing this and I'm like, oh no, it's not the wind. It's staying there. It's solid.
No.
It's right up there. Yep.
That's like an $8,000 haircut right
Yo,
there.
it
buddy.
looks like this.
I never
Yeah.
do anything to you. It's all Sid.
Come on, Bonza framed it out.
It's always your
Oh,
fault.
there it is. You can still see it though. That's impressive, dude. I've had some good cowlicks over the day.
There's like 29 people that should be embarrassed they finished behind me. I can't even do my hair.
Oh, man.
Continue on.
All
man.
right. Late model winner, Brody Monahan.
Yay.
Yeah.
Really happy for Brody. They listen, when that thing
The
is
Monahan
on,
models.
when that thing's on, it's on.
Fred said
3 of
something
8.
about Barry.
But yeah, and I finished 3rd, and Emma finished 4th, and Palmer wins another championship.
Yeah.
So
How
9.
many? 9 for him.
9. Wow. Only
Dude,
the
that's a
second driver.
generational run
Only the
right there.
second driver to have 9 championships at the
Yeah.
Speedbowl.
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Really,
impressive.
really good. Yeah, very.
4 in the
impressive.
legend cars, 5
I don't know
in the
many.
late models.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how many seasons or full-time seasons Palmer has left in him, because his kid, I know they got baseball going on. He's got a
Yeah.
couple kids. His wife was crew chiefing for him.
Yeah, he's at the age where his kid's going to start getting real busy.
Well,
Yeah.
his wife is crew chiefing for him at Berlin. He told me, he's like, yeah, I went before we came to the races. I dropped the truck and trailer off, kind of set everything up. Told my wife check the tire pressures, and let her rip. You know, so he's missing all of that.
Only Phil Rondo with 6 has more late model championships at the Speedbowl than Jason Palmer.
Wow.
More than Jay Stewart, Keith Rocco, Alan Coates, Bruce Thomas, Harry Rice, Tom Fox, Corey Hutchins,
Me?
Timmy Jordan. Those are all guys with multiple championships. But only Rondo's got more than Jason.
Right.
Yeah, impressive.
Very impressive.
So 3 Monahans in the top 5.
Not
38,
Not bad.
38%.
You got that thing locked down.
30. Hey, listen, I'm going to, you know, we can all sit here and talk about the division. We know that it's so hit or miss. One week you got 15, 12. Then this week, I can't believe, you know, listen, Anderson blew a motor on Friday. Felt so bad. He pitted next to me. I look over, pops a hood. Like the crank is literally moving up and down.
Ooh.
You know, you feel sad for guys like him.
Emma says you got lucky there was no cautions at the end.
Listen, I was like, you know, I was like, I put my hand out the window. I was like, come on, Emma. Come on. Here we go. Come on.
Wow.
She had to deal with the one car. Listen, I drove into the one car and I pretty much fenced him.
Wow. You're lucky you survived.
I know. And Corey Fanning,
Yeah.
Like I look in the mirror, I see a black car. I said, "Oh damn, I better drive as fast as I can."
He would have no problem getting you back.
Oh no! So I'm like driving. I'm like the black car's still staying in my little spot mirror. My radio had come disconnected when we had hit, and Hovey was my spotter. And I'm looking in my side mirror. This is no lie, and I'm like, that black car's not leaving me. Damn it! And I'm so freaking loose, right? I look up at the board like 12 to go. I'm like, oh my God, that's Emma. I thought it was the one. I said, oh, she's doing good. All right, that's enough about us.
No, we need the Monahead podium sooner or later.
Did you like my hell yeah, though?
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, you're
top notch.
Hell yeah.
Top notch.
All right.
Yeah, continue.
SK Light winner, Evan Bourgois.
Yeah, good for him, by the way. He lost the championship like the last lap, or Johnny O passed the car that needed to pass last year.
Yeah.
I forget if it's the last lap or with 2 to go, but he lost a heartbreaker last year. So
yeah,
and he went out and won the race, left no doubt about it. What did he call it? A walk-off win, I think, in the video. Yeah.
So I told you earlier, I bumped into them. The Pearl family and them. They were all chatting, and I walked up into them. I've never really talked to Evan ever.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Good kid. I know his dad well, and of course my old buddy Jerry Pearl was right in the mix of things. So I get a shot to bust his balls. I'm in there, right? I said to Evan, you know, I picked you for the pick'ems, right? Don't be doing nothing stupid tomorrow. Well, we just got to kind of do this. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. We're not doing that.
That's not what I picked you for.
So I didn't know what had happened. So we're lining up to go out. And the only thing I said to Hovey, who won?
Oh, because you were the next race.
Yeah. Who won? He says the 78. I'm like, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, see, when I told them I picked them and they needed to win, it ended with them in the fence, turn 2, lap 1. So.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Some of us are lucky and some are not.
I said to them, when Fro picks you, that stuff happens, not when I pick you.
Oh, my God. You are not doing that. We'll get to that later. I don't want to get to that now.
So, trucks winner, Brad Sterkland.
Yeah.
Come on. Somebody.
Shocker? Would we classify that as a shocker?
I would.
Yeah.
I definitely would. How is that not a shocker?
Yeah, I mean, you heard about 2 guys all season.
How, Brad just kind of minded
it. Turned out to be a Travis Hydar season.
Literally.
Chapman, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, listen, Bradley Strickland had a great year. They didn't start off the best, but they ended good.
Yep.
Consistently podiumed the whole second half of the year.
Did exactly what he needed to do. He said that in the beginning. Great job by Bonsa, too. I said, hey, can you just go around all the championship contenders and try to get some sound bites from them? And he asked Bradley, and he's basically like, I'm just going to try to get the front, and hopefully those guys do whatever they do, and hopefully it works out in my favor, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And he did what he had to do. Yeah. He'd go out and win the race, and
listen, it's such a feel good story for like Chris, and I think this is just me. There's a lot of highlight in that division. Austin Long has had great years.
Yeah.
Come off from racked off wins. Obviously, Beal was very competitive. Chapman.
Yep.
Even Melania had shown spots of brilliance here and there. But Bradley always kind of just never made any noise.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you don't need to.
Yeah.
That's what people forget a lot of the time.
He's just been quiet. He runs really. He's a hell of a driver. He got in that.
Yeah.
Not that it's a great car. He drive that 43 modified in practice. That red one they brought out for the Bill Greco one.
You mean Chuck McDonald's?
Yeah. He got in that thing and was whipping it around in practice.
Who's this now?
Bradley
was?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
You have guys like, I'm going to say this, and I made a comment on a post on Phil Evans's post this week because PJ had locked the championship up. There's a couple kids out there that I believe are that good, and I'm going to say Bradley falls in. I mean, PJ Evans, I think, could get in anything in wheel.
PJ's really good.
He's really good. Brody could get in anything and really wheel.
Yep.
And I think Bradley falls into that category. I mean, it's his second year. They didn't know anything about trucks.
Yeah.
And they come out and beat Beal.
All those kids won this week, too.
It's
Brody, PJ,
it's
and
unbelievable. And I'm going to say this. The Chapman family thinks I'm always against them. They've been an arch rival of something that I've done, whether it's Emma, whether it's Brody, whether it's Sean. And and of course, you know, I helped Beals out this year. The Beals have been a great family, and I enjoy our relationship. So naturally, me helping them, it's become a little rival again with Chapman. And I don't, you know, I grew up with his father. I love Keith is a good guy. Those guys bring A+ stuff to the track, man, every week. And there's no denying that Tyler Chapman is a beast on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
The dude, and it just didn't work out. And, you know, this probably should be his second or third championship in my mind. I don't know about last year with Brody. You know, Brody was hot, and then Tyler stopped showing up. The year with Emma, you know, we just did our thing, and Chapman kind of self-imploded a little bit. And, you know, he lets his emotions get the best of him. If he could ever just try to push that stuff aside, he'd be untouchable.
Yeah.
Untouchable. That's just my opinion. He's that good. You know, so it's a shame he didn't win it, but congratulations to the Strickland family, man.
Well, there was a little chaos here involving somebody that you're familiar with here. If we want to start this off with a little drone action, this is Melania and Sean Monahan in the front. Bradley's behind him, and this is actually how Bradley got the lead after this chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Chapman was in that wreck.
So some cool footage, some good GoPro stuff here. We like to start off the progression with the less crazy footage and then build it up. This is from Jason Beal. He slid by there. So this is Bradley. So this is how close he came. Was able to sneak underneath. Yep. This from your brother.
Wow. What'd you guys think of that? What'd you think happened there?
I mean, my vantage point was a little weird. I kind of like Sean and Melania sort of disappeared off into one from my vantage point, and then suddenly they were wrecking.
Right.
Hey, how often does Jason Beal run?
Never.
Dude, he put together a great run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he was recovering from
Kevin,
something I think he had. Well, he couldn't race this year. He just started racing.
Yeah, he had a surgery.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin. Did some pit road action. Always love this stuff. Mixing the GoPros.
Yeah, they were just like, get that thing out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. People are fired up in the pits. You always love the chaos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, it's all coming apart for them right now, though. You know what I mean? Like, the championships on... Timmy, you could attest to this, right? I mean, everything's on the line for these guys right here.
Yeah, they're not worried about a camera.
Right.
Except for the guy saying, get out of here.
No, and it's
He's
like...
not saying that to us,
Oh,
though.
okay, yeah.
If you look at the headlines of this division for the whole year, like, you'd think this guy had the championship on lock.
Yeah.
And then just Strickland basically from the high rope.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's ringing his bell. You hear his bell?
So then this is like the magnet of the Chapman truck and the Beal truck. Like they almost all right with the ads already, Sydney.
Yeah.
We can't close that off before we go. But there's your brother getting into the pits. And yeah, just like magnets, those two.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, your brother was able to get back out there. That's about it, Rem. All right. Nope, nothing else.
Yeah, listen.
Okay, I guess Jason had a shoulder surgery.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you,
Yeah.
Laura. Yeah, I thought he was in like recovering from, so he couldn't race, and he just was able to.
Yeah, but to
towards
get
the end
back
of the
in there
year.
after the whole year off and do that, I mean, it's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Props.
All right, continue on, Rem.
All right. Street stock winner, Aaron Plemons.
Joins his father on the list. Let me see, 16 years after, believe Brandon was 2009. So 15 years later.
Yeah, he's about ready. I think he was building a car for the near division.
Who?
Brandon.
Brandon?
Yeah, he's about ready to join the New England Antique Racers soon.
Come on, didn't he race on Friday? Didn't I see his name?
Yeah, he sent me
He
a
was in the
text.
next car on Friday.
He was leading and the wheels fell off. The left front wheel fell off. Right? He sends me a text. He's like, "Yo, did you see me drive the wheels off that thing?"
No, that was really cool to see, and obviously he was really emotional.
Dude,
Paid tribute to his brother. It was
it was
really nice.
awesome to watch.
Yep.
You know, listen, That's Emma's boyfriend. And so, you know, I really, really, really like the Root family. They're a great family. It was a great Al Stone. Little Robin had a really fast car, got to the lead, had a right front go down. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Brings the yellow out. All of a sudden, there's Aaron, there's the 80. And
Tell me, say what you were saying before with your thoughts on this.
I didn't know. I was confused watching the race, right? I didn't know if the 80 thought all he had to do was finish second because he was pressing Plemons. Plemons is a beast. I mean, you were going to have to be one hell of a shoe to get by Plemons with 10 or 12 to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to have to be on your game and snooker him so bad that's either A, you both might spin out or wreck, or you have to finish second. And it would have been up to the 80 to figure out how to do that. What I thought was happening, now this is just my own opinion, the 80 was pressing. The 83, who is pretty much the 80's teammate, gets into third. It looked like the 80 backed off. I don't know if his car was falling off, but to me, I was like, wow, it's really weird. How did he just fall off 3 or 4 car lengths when it really counted? And
Meaning he would have been tied with Aaron, would get the wins tiebreaker. No need to press the issue.
No need to press the
Let's just
issue.
saddle
I
up
don't
and
know
ride.
if that's what happened, but that's what it kind of looked like. You know, either way, it was going to be a hell of a battle to beat Aaron
Yeah.
for the win. I mean, especially with 5 or 6 to go. God, that the kid is so good. I think he's super talented too. Somebody that's not really spoken about. He's real rough around the edges at times. I don't mind saying that.
Yeah.
But he's good. And he gets it done. He wins races, and his dad works really hard on the car. And it was deserving. You know, those guys work really hard. The 80 had a super year. I talked to Norm Root, and part of the process of learning, and Tim, you could probably attest to this. And I said to Norm during the day, you guys have had a fantastic year, regardless of what happens during the pit party. Part of what he has to do next, he's really good. He's learned a lot. He's got a fast car. The next thing is you got to learn who you're racing when you're racing with them, right? Do you not deal with certain people a certain way, right? When you're racing, you're like, or do you just go right at it?
No, you race everybody differently. You know how they're going to act usually if you make a mistake mentally or sometimes they don't though. Like that's the tough thing about Waterford. It's so hard to like know what people are going to do now because the track is so top groove dependent. But back in the day, yes, you would. Yeah, so you would know where people would go.
Right, so that's
like when you're racing like Glen Reen or something. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Go ahead.
Hey, if Glenn's out there and he ever wants to redo like a bathroom for my dad or something like that, you could totally make up for that fast. He just wants to do some remodeling.
Yeah.
Still haven't heard from you about it.
But I know I'm talking here a lot, but the emotions in Victory Lane.
You are talking a lot.
Yeah, but for Aaron's,
What are we talking about?
the emotions were great. You know, I love it when somebody puts their heart on the line and then they get out and you see it and the passion is there.
Yeah.
Thought it was awesome and they dedicated it to his brother who had passed. So
Yeah.
it's really awesome.
Yeah, I was just a little confused. I mean, I don't know. We were talking about this if they thought that they had to be second to get the championship because after the checkered, you know, it looks like Root starts burning out in turn 1.
That's what I thought,
and
too.
I was like, well, I don't know if he just wrecked and was in the corner of my eye. I didn't see it. Or if there was some misunderstanding.
It was
that
very
would lend
weird
more to
looking.
your theory, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was really weird looking because it looked like he did that on his own because he was excited. And I'm like, oh, my God, I think he thinks he won the championship. And he had a year to win the championship.
Dude, that's tough.
I don't know if he
Like,
did.
there's no saying if he went after it, he could have got by Aaron.
Anyways, right.
But just knowing that you thought something that wasn't accurate. Oh,
And you didn't give it your all. If that happened, I mean, how do you go to bed?
right.
Oh, you know,
a
you're
bummer.
like, it's a year of learning. That's how you chalk it up.
Rems, continue on.
Mini stock
Oh, let's
winner,
talk about this one, too.
John Babalacco.
Come on.
Well,
King.
good job by the,
The
king,
king.
Yeah.
for not, you know,
Should have been his second win.
or maybe his third.
Maybe his
Yeah.
third.
He lost 2 photo finishes.
Dude, the photo finish I had him, that's the championship right there, too. I'm not trying to take anything away from Canfield, but multiple times I think he may have gotten a photo finish.
So he
taken.
lost a photo finish to Canfield and to Garside, I believe, right? Yeah. Yeah, tough year, and apparently sold the car before he left the track or
Yep.
something. Yeah. All right.
Unbelievable year. Doesn't win all year
Right.
and wins.
Let me see the stats on this cat.
Do you guys want
So
to
they ended up. So just for the record, CJ Canfield and John Babalacco ended up tied with 417. CJ had 3 wins. Babalacco had 1. Babalacco. There was 15 races. Babalacco finished in the top 5 in 14 of the 15 races,
Unbelievable.
which led the division. CJ was in 13 top 5s.
So if it was 2-2, it would have
Yep.
gone to Babalacco.
Yeah. If it was just one of those photo
if
finishes
if
going the other way,
Babalacco,
it was just
that's a great point.
Hey,
So
Oh,
if
I don't wanna make
Babalacco,
everybody even more pissed.
if he got the
Right.
if he got the photo finish win over Canfield, instead of it being 3-1, it'd be 2-2. And well, I don't know about top 5. I think they go to second place finishes.
Maybe.
So I don't know how this top 5 breaks down. So we can't really say that. So
Did you guys watch the race?
did.
Did you watch it pan out?
I did.
Oh my God! Listen, I've grown to like Canfield this year, so I'm happy for him. You know, he's a good guy. I like to watch his daughter Erica run.
And if I could just say real quick
Yeah.
before you make your point, he now has 4 mini stock titles, and only Kenny Cassidy, who with 5, has more mini stock
Wow.
titles than CJ. Yep. Continue.
It sure looked like to me. I'm watching the race, and so when you know who has to beat who, how many positions he has to beat him by, you watch the other cars. I think Babalacco and Dorr had a great battle going on. Babalacco got to the lead. But it sure looked to me like the 83 refused to pass the 25.
And when you think that he definitely could have. Well, CJ was leaving the door open there coming out of the turn.
CJ was on the top. I mean, he runs the top all the time.
Yeah.
But the 83 has been spanking the field
Yeah.
all year. All of a sudden, he can't pass him. You know, maybe his car went to crap, but if you go back, so I go back and look at lap times.
right.
Yeah.
The practice to race differential.
He was 3/4 of a second to almost a second slower than he was in practice. Now, isn't that odd to you?
That's
No?
definitely worth a.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Right? You know, and so he's been so good every year, though. Whenever he shows up,
Yeah.
it's hard to stop him from winning. And now all of a sudden, when the championship's on the line, the only reason why this upsets me is because it's not fair. When and because we were on the spot with my brother at a championship at Stafford, and these guys are going to be mad probably that I call them out, but Gleason would pull down when Giro was coming by. All right, just go ahead. And Waterman would block and tag team on my brother. It was like, you know, how do you win a championship when everybody's kind of against you, right? Like everybody goes, Canfield shows up by himself. He works. He likes to put on this thing that he's the king. It's great for racing.
You're talking about Babalacco. You said
Babalacco.
Canfield.
Oh, I'm at Babalacco.
Yeah.
You know, it's great for racing. And if you don't know, I know I sound like a big Babalacco lover, but
You are.
but I enjoy, his personality is great. He's a good guy, and so
Yeah.
is it Canfield. So I'm not trying to discredit Canfield. I just didn't like what I thought was happening during the race. Misick was flying. If the yellow don't come out, he is about to force.
That's what I thought, man. When that yellow came out, I thought that Canfield was going to have his hands full more than with Misick if he got. It didn't pan out that way. But
No,
I thought he was going to be more of a terror.
Once Misick was rolling, he was fast.
Yeah.
He didn't fire off. He got jingled up a little.
Yep.
That left the 83 and the 25 by themselves.
Yep.
Before the yellow comes out, the 38 was there. The 83 was either going to have to go or the 38 was going to make him go. I don't know.
All right. You're starting up a lot of fiery stuff here. But that's why we love you. All right. Continue on,
I'm just
Rams.
happy that Babalacco actually finally won.
Yeah.
I know.
Like that is a good storyline. At
Yeah,
least
I
to
mean,
me.
when we were busting his balls over being the king of second place earlier in the season, I was like, I hope that doesn't actually like end up being the case for the whole year.
No,
like, it's only funny if he actually ends up
no.
winning one after it all.
Yeah, but it did end up being the case for the whole year. He finished second in points.
Yeah, but he got the win though. That's what I mean.
yeah.
Rob didn't get the joke. Go ahead, Remy.
No, I got it. I got it.
Legend car winner, PJ Evans.
Yeah. It's my guy right there. Diego's totally in, and he's just buried into his phone like a 12-year-old
Well, no,
girl.
because
Not even paying attention
well, no,
anymore.
because the whole Canfield Bob
You got all
Walker thing got
fired
me
up.
all spun up a little bit here.
talking about it
All right,
here.
hold on. Let me take a deep breath.
Well, listen,
Right, because it did get me all fired up. I'm sweating a little bit. So what did you say
I'm
again?
thrilled for my man PJ Evans.
That was good.
Known him forever.
Dude.
He is definitely one of these wheelmen that you were talking about before. Also, quite the baseball player, which
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
And so just really happy for Phil, his dad. I know he works really hard and puts a lot of effort, like you do with Emily. He puts a lot of effort
Yeah.
into PJ's racing
He
career.
sure does.
Yeah. So-
Listen, I love Phil. He's one of my better friends, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is how I really feel about PJ. If Timmy said tomorrow I quit, PJ, you're in my car,
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet by half the season, by halfway point they're winning races. That's just my opinion of him. Congratulations. Because Phil, kid grew up at the racetrack.
Of course.
You
right.
know, and Phil has a lot of passion behind him with that whole team.
Yeah. The Coates Evans, it's a legendary family. At the
Oh,
bowl.
yeah.
What else you got, Reminator?
North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah.
All right. So Smart Tour was racing. Justin Bonsignor won.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Luke Baldwin won the championship.
That is correct.
So that's cool.
That is cool.
Luke Baldwin. You know, it's funny. I met him at Speed Weeks.
Yes.
And him and Little Lofton were hanging out at Chris Walker's trailer. I've never met him before. I thought they were very respectable kids. And I thought that Baldwin's other kid. So what's the brother's name? Do you know the brother's name? So there's two. There's Jack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So Jack was getting all the rides at first. And so Luke ended up coming on here and winning that Smart Tour Championship. I think, with him and his father, there's going to be a lot of racing. You're going to see a lot of them in tour type races in the future for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then NASCAR Modified Tour. Justin Bonsignor was
Just said his name like 2 seconds ago.
She's
It's
super
a tongue
consistent.
twister.
Yeah, right.
Super consistent.
So
we need
Justin
to
and
slow that
Matt-
one down.
Justin and Matt finished 1-2 both races.
Yeah.
Austin Beers finished 3rd on the tour, 5th in the Smart
And
Tour.
I had him
race.
for the pick'ems. Damn it.
But how about this? The NASCAR mods, I went and got the results today. That's 20.
I know.
Last week, Corshane posted that 22 at the Thompson World Series was their lowest car count
Yep.
ever. So now that is.
Record setting.
So that's 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years.
Who
that
was
they've
here
set
last
that
week?
Corey.
Did you hear what he said about how hard it was to
Yeah.
even start a race?
Right.
Like you can't figure that out the week of, maybe not even 2 weeks of. Right?
Well, and I also think that it's in North Wilkesboro. Like it's not late in the season. I mean, unless you're just. I mean, listen. I know that there's more down there than these names, right? But, Justin and Patrick and Ron are going to want to go down there. They're
Yeah.
battling for the championship.
Right.
You got a handful of other teams
Right.
that are dedicated to the tour, and then that's it.
I don't think any of the Catalanos were there, were they?
I don't see them in the rundown here.
I think one of them got married this
I
weekend.
mean, that's like the Monahans in the late model race. That's
Right.
like half the field.
Right, for sure.
So conversely, there was 29 in the Smart Tour race for whatever that's worth. So
Okay. So this is my last bit of news. So Pass was at Oxford for the 400, Oxford 400. And the winner is Joey Dwyer.
Dwyron, for you, that's
Was that a big paying race? Do you know?
I don't
Maybe
know.
Tapley can answer.
Tapley actually is. So he said 22 is the lowest at Thompson. They had 19 at Riverhead this year. So I guess that wasn't the record. I was wondering why I hadn't
yeah.
seen that.
I just
Still
worried.
low, though.
I'm just worried that it's gonna end up like ARCA, where they got like 2 competitive cars. I mean, they're already kind of heading in that direction, but
Yeah.
I just really don't want that series. That's like that's like the New England racing series
What?
in my
You're
eyes.
talking about the Wheel and Tour?
The mod tour.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it go the way of ARCA, man. That would be a complete nightmare.
All right, Rem, what else you got?
That's it.
That is it. Look at that. Lickety split. We only had one event. It still took us an hour. We just can't shut
Yeah,
the
but
hell
there
up.
was a lot of championships.
I think it was a lot of you talking. That's what I think it was. If I had to guess, that's what I'm going with. Rems, let's get after it. Are you ready? Hold on. I don't think I'm ready.
You're not ready?
Nah, let me click some buttons over here.
I'm ready to listen to some music.
Oh, you ready to jam out a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay. All right. Well, sing us a little song now. You got your Kelsey Ballerini shirt on, right?
I'm so excited. She's releasing a new album. But that's not the most important thing, but I just wanted to say that. It's released on Friday. I'm so excited.
Well, do people actually buy albums?
I don't think so.
What is the big deal?
I mean, you get to hear it on streaming when it first drops. That's like the hype now.
That's exciting?
Yeah, you just sit there refreshing the page, then the play button
how
comes up.
exciting is that?
At 12 a.m.,
Oh,
I
your
will
life
be up.
sucks. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
You're not serious. People do that?
Yeah.
Yes. It's
What?
very common.
Yeah.
Extremely common.
What, you wake up at midnight to listen to an album?
I don't do it, but I could definitely say at
I've
least
not
30,
even-
40% of my friends have done it at least once.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but Diego, they thought back in the day, people would go, wait in line to see a Star Wars movie in the middle of
Right.
December.
Right.
They probably think that's stupid.
We used to have to go to like Strawberries for the CDs.
Remember that?
I used to
tapes.
like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Here we go. It's time for Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget.
I felt like a third voice came in there somewhere. I don't know who it was.
All right, listen. We are coming up on the 39th anniversary of the passing of Richie Evans. Now, I thought about this, and I said, you know what? Me and Rob have battled over this Richie Evans thing. I'm like, should I actually bring it up? And
You did, didn't you?
And I did. I
of
went for
course.
it. Now, I didn't want to I'm not going to get into a big debate into it, and this isn't going to be a long segment this week, but he is one of the legendary guys, and it's I would be remiss as a racing historian based in the Northeast who does a lot with modifieds to not acknowledge that it was on October 24th, 1985, that we lost him during a practice session at Martinsville Speedway. It was the end of the 1985 season, and he had already clinched the championship and set a record. Well, it was the inaugural season, but his 12 wins that year, which would be the record for another 13 years. Mike Stefanik, ironically enough, as I'm doing a doc on him, beat him by one. He holds the record with 13 wins in the season. And so still with the second most wins in a NASCAR Modified Tour season. And the way that we think about the day that we heard when Ted Christopher passed away and how we all know that news and where we were and what we saw and what we thought. If you talk to any of the old timers that are around that day in 1985, they will tell you the exact same thing. They know exactly where they were when they heard the news or if they're at the track and what they saw. So it's a sad day, but it also is another reason why we can remember one of the all-time greats, Mr. Richie Evans. So
I do have a question for you, Sid.
continue.
So you said 85 is the inaugural season of the Mod Tour?
Correct.
I've heard that sort of like, scarcely. How was it organized before that?
Kind of like the weekly racing series is now.
Okay.
Where like you just find tracks that are NASCAR sanctioned and you
It's
get
like
points.
cumulative?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was more designed like that. Yep.
Interesting.
So, all right, let's get back into it. It's time for the Yesteryear Racing League with our man Rob and the Popcorn Stat Chat.
Alrighty. We had a lot of Thompson stuff very recently, so now we're going to move on to some Speedbowl action here.
All right.
Because that's really the focus this week. I'm going to start it off with a similar question, how I started the Thompson segment. Does the Speedbowl finale need to be a 3-day show?
What do you think, Timmy?
Well, it wasn't for him.
Did you go there at all or just on Sunday?
We parked Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably doesn't need to be 3 days.
I mean, after what Rob showed me
Well, with like 100 divisions, it needs to be 3 days.
But the crowd, there was nobody
Yeah,
there.
for a
I
crowd, no.
felt bad for the guys racing on Friday
Me too.
because there was nobody there.
It's like a Wednesday.
No, it's not that bad.
No, it was worse than the Wednesdays
Dude.
I went to easily.
Dude, there was the picture he showed me. There was like 10 people.
Yeah, I wish you had the pick
There's
loaded
more
up.
than there's more than 10 people that go to the freaking. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe there was more. I don't know. I enjoyed the Friday night racing.
No, I mean I enjoyed the racing for sure. I just think that in terms of like logistics, people you got to pay, getting to the track, like it would just almost make more sense to tack that onto the Saturday show.
Yeah,
I
I mean
agree.
they could have because the Saturday show ended 7:30.
Yeah, it was not late.
Yeah,
The
7:30.
Speedbowl
8
was
o'clock.
run way later all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I do not think that it needs to be a 3-day show.
What if they just made Friday a practice day if you wanted it?
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, just
That'd
a
be fine.
practice day. No racing. A practice day and you're out of there at 5.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
I'm in for that.
Saturday, Sunday event only.
Right.
Did you see the amount of campers that were at the Speedbowl?
A lot.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. Yep.
I pulled in Friday at 11 o'clock. Place was packed. Absolutely packed. Nice to see. I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, I mean it seems we're sort of in agreement at least.
yeah.
All right, so hold on one second here because I am trying to work as fast as Rob was requesting. I don't know.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't know if it's going to happen here. Let's see what happens if I drop it in there.
All right.
I get nothing.
All right. Whatever. Regardless,
Yeah.
imagine what the Speedball looks like after hours, right? Like Victory Lane is just like, they're wrapping everything up. That's what it looked like. And to me, it was just a discomforting sight.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Had a good crowd Sunday, though.
Oh yeah, the crowd the other 2 days were great. It just I don't know. Again, that's why I'm saying it just condensed it.
Yeah.
Just condense the
And
schedule a little bit.
it was the perfect weekend to have a great crowd. The weather was great. It wasn't freezing.
Oh, especially Sunday.
Timmy, I'm sure you can remember we've won some finales where there was a couple years ago where you couldn't even feel your lips. It was so cold out.
No, they had like perfect weather. They had. I actually was like a fan for one Saturday and got to check it all out.
Isn't
and
it fun to do
ride
that?
Around my dad's scooter in there, probably like illegally.
Yeah.
It was just fun to like take it in because you never really get to do that when you're
Right.
racing yourself.
No pressure.
No.
There's nothing happening. You just get to enjoy the races. It's
They were on pace to be out of there at a good time until the MRS race. And
Yeah.
that's
The red
that's,
flag.
That's out of their hands. That's
Right.
not
Yeah.
them. So,
Yeah.
but it was a good. And Sunday went really well. I thought we
Yeah.
were out of there by
so
6 o'clock.
on the other thing, Chris Williams, he said in his drive, he's like, hey, listen, there wasn't a long line of people here to sign up for this job. Right. And so I remember my brother when he used to run the place, he's like, damn, man, he just, he always tried to go above and beyond for the racers all the time because he's a racer. And whether you liked him or didn't like him, he always did what was at best interest for the racers. He always tried to. And then there was always the same old people that were in there digging at you. You're like, damn it, man, cut me some slack, would you? Right? And I remember times, you could go on and on about that. And then so Chris Williams, it's one of those jobs that you just can't win at. Somebody's mad at you all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a long line of applicants for the job. I thought he's done a pretty good job this year. Listen, when humans are involved in calls, I've always said this, it's the wrong call could be made
Right.
at times.
It's gonna be imperfect.
It's going to be imperfect, but he moves the schedule along. At least stuff is happening because I've been to a couple Wednesday shows. I'm there far too long for 3 divisions.
Right. Like I'll show up at 7. I'll be there till 11:30.
So for the whole weekend to move Saturday, I thought we had planned up. We better tighten our car up. We're going to be going out at dusk, 6:30. We thought. Man, it was still nice and sunny. I'm like, the track's still hot. So I thought he did a great job of moving the program. The Speedbowl did this week for sure.
I think of it as it was, again, with the Friday guys, they're racing against nobody. In front of nobody.
Right.
And you're getting a decent crowd because of the MRS.
Yep.
And then you have all these other divisions 3 midget divisions, a division at Seekonk, which is kind of weird all of in itself, and then the open streeters where the 2 fastest cars start in the front. But wouldn't it be nicer if you had like the Wednesday divisions in front of the MRS and have them racing in front of a decent crowd?
Right.
I mean, that would be
You know
like
what
a
I
big
mean?
event for those guys if we lined it up like that.
Right.
Anyway.
But whatever, there's some positive to it. But it's,
Oh, yeah.
we'll get to that in the when Rob's done on the next segment. So go ahead,
Yes.
Rob.
All right. Now, let's say you were working the bowl. What are 3 improvements you're making to the bowl day 1 if you're in charge?
Ooh.
All right, so the finale would be a 2-day event. And then I would. We talked a little bit about this before we went live about some of the things. Definitely condensing the divisions. We don't quite know what the answer is, but there would not be between Wednesday and Saturday. There would be less than I think there's 12 different champions they acknowledge. Maybe 13 if you're counting enduros.
I mean, do we have enough time to, quickly touch on the division situation or no?
Well, I mean, this is the right segment to do it.
Like what? Like which divisions?
I mean, do you start combining them?
I think you'd have to.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's no secret. I would probably get rid of the Wednesday. I just don't think that the Speedbowl has enough competitor support to justify 2 nights of racing.
Yeah.
Like it's stretching itself too thin, basically.
I look in the chat forum, and there's a few things that are probably obvious that we're skipping over.
Right.
One
Yeah,
is,
I mean, well, Tapley's right. Yeah, the tower is ridiculous.
yeah, but how about the microphone?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, those
they're
are
like this.
2 on my list.
They're like this. Like they come talk to you, and they're
I
like,
actually feel bad for Dave and John
I know.
because they can only work with what they're given.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like it's their fault.
right.
And of all these things, comparing what it would cost to build a tower
Yeah.
to the few $100 it would cost to replace that wireless mic system.
Dude.
I mean, it's terrible.
I think because half the time I'm kind of bummed because if I'm sitting with somebody and watching the races
Yeah.
and there was a good battle, I want to hear what Timmy Jordan has to
course.
say. And so if somebody's next to me talking, I'm like, yo, be quiet for a minute. I want to hear what they're saying. They're in the middle of the conversation, and it all goes, I have to watch the feed from when you put up the thing just to see what they said. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's just disappointing to me as someone who's followed the bowl all season, and we've seen this issue all season.
Yeah.
When we're talking to championship contenders post-race, and you
Yeah.
can't even hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
To me, that makes it
Yeah.
a moderately,
I mean-
honestly, a significantly worse
And
product.
Also, something that I want to add: speakers in the paddock area. Like, I cannot hear the national anthem when I'm doing stuff with Sid. I can't hear. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing everyone stand up, hats off, and I'm like, oh crap! And I'm
Yeah.
like
Right.
rushing to stand up because
Yeah.
it's not that I'm being disrespectful. I just can't hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are saying the tower in the chat, and I think while I totally agree, the reality is, as long as Bruce Beamer owns that track, I don't think we're getting a tower.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So this is what it is. So I know that wasn't your question, Rob, but like, if you justified it with like realistic, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
a microphone is something that maybe Bruce is going to fix.
Right.
He's not building a tower.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just not.
What about
Sadly,
what about paving? Because like the paddock area,
I don't think
there's
it's
like
paving either.
There's big
you can make it-
holes. And
No,
I don't know
that's-
this for sure,
Oh,
but
you
to me-
haven't been to other racetracks. You go up north to like Hudson and stuff.
Yeah.
You'd be happy to
you
be
are
at the Speedbowl.
I'm not saying this to be mean,
Yeah.
but you're spoiled by Stafford.
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally agree
I mean,
with that.
a majority of the tracks probably have a worse surface than the Speedbowl.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to some tracks, man, and you're like, damn it, I got a pit right there. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
so-
the pits are one thing, but one that's definitely on my list, they gotta redo the track surface at some point. Like, we're at the point where the SK mods, which on most nights are the premier division, are putting on usually one of the more lackluster shows. Like, am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah.
I feel like
maybe do like Seekonk and pave the corners.
right. You gotta at least get that bottom groove viable because
Or-
right now it's not.
Or give them tires.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. If you're not going to pave, give these guys a tire so we can get back to side-by-side racing. You'd probably get more cars. If the track was side-by-side, Do you agree there'd be more cars showing up?
Probably.
I mean, Di Matteo said it last week.
Yeah.
Why am I going to show up and start ninth?
Yep.
And try to beat you, Flannery, and everybody else? There's no point in me showing up and spending $1,500 with a 20% chance of winning.
Yeah, there's tiers, right? There's no money fixes, and then there's some financial fixes, and then there's just big picture future fixes.
Right.
And really the non-financial things need to be done first, because if they don't work, all you did was waste a little effort.
Right.
Right.
I just think it's
Which one was that? Which one would you be talking about? Non-financial?
what would I do first?
Yeah.
That doesn't cost anything?
Yeah.
Just little stuff like open the gate or an hour earlier than you advertise. Don't make us all go out to Route 85 and jam each other up. Like, just all the stuff that's always been that way for 15, 20 years, no matter who owns it.
I forgot about that.
Right.
Maybe like, more.
I like
it's
that.
It's financial to do porta potties or ladies. Like, remember when Finkel Day had that trailer out front with like the hand washing area and like just like stuff like that, like that you'll make back because the people are coming.
Yeah, they got to bring the super pretzel back, man. That was a staple.
And the ice cream shed.
Yeah, they got rid of that. I mean, that was a staple.
Yep.
He's literally mentioned the super pretzel
He has
once a month.
Dude,
Once a month.
loves the
It
pretzel.
never leaves my train of thought, because every time I go to the Speedbowl with my friends, they go, "Where's the super pretzel?"
Yeah.
I came here as a kid, and there was a fat, juicy pretzel every time.
Fat, juicy
And where is it?
pretzel.
I mean, that's honestly issue number one.
Oh, it was so freaking dry you choke. You kidding me?
Yeah. It's tough to be critical of the place, obviously, because people take it
We all love it.
so personally.
Yeah.
But like, man, I spend a lot of money in the last
Listen,
20 years to go there. You did.
you're
Everybody
not gonna-
has. Sid spent a lot of time and effort there. Like, just, we're not breaking the place down, but like at some point.
Yeah, we
like,
want it to be better.
We want it to succeed.
I hate rolling the bowl, man. I
too.
I don't like doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes, I mean, I guess it's probably easier said than done. I know it's hard to get Bruce to say yes to just about anything, but they need to improve the product. I mean, they need cars. They need to figure out how to condense cars. All right, hold on. Somebody's going to be pissed, right? But we're going to do something because everybody is a little light,
Yep.
right? We got to do something.
I just look at it from the racer side, and like, if I couldn't bring a race-winning car to the racetrack, I'd probably just stay home. Right?
Not everybody was like that, though.
Not everybody is, but
Right.
but they're on the other side of the fence. Like,
Right.
you can't take advantage of everybody and not like, I don't know. It's so hard to talk about, but like at the end of the day, like, it's a choice, right? If you want to go to the racetrack and struggle.
Right.
It's your choice to bring a car that's not prepared and not set up and maybe bent or the motor doesn't run right. But like, that's a conscious decision you're making
Right.
with inadequate or not up to par race cars, right? So in the other shoe,
I've done that a few times.
we all have. But if
We
you-
just wreck them.
but if Diego Monahan owned a racetrack and you treated your racetrack like that, you probably wouldn't have a lot of people there.
Right.
Because at some point they're going to go do something else.
True story.
You know?
True
I can
story.
think of like 100 other things to do.
But you're a racer. That's
But
the
we're
problem.
all sick and twisted.
Right. That is the problem.
It's a terrible joke
Maybe
to
they
make.
should put up a doctor's clinic there for all
There's
of us.
no rehab. It's a terrible joke to make, but there's no rehab for racing. You
Right.
Can't, you can't quit it.
Right.
So,
True story.
but we only last for so long, you know?
Good questions, Fro.
Yeah, that was a little more somber than I was expecting,
Yeah,
but
okay.
let me throw another open-ended one at you. Hopefully end it off on a high note. Maybe. How did the racing at the bowl, across the board, all right, all divisions, stack up against your expectations going into this year?
Over the course of the year.
Yes.
I guess it was okay. Like, it was. I still think of the mods. Like, the mod racing's not good
Yeah.
because they're racing like it's Thompson.
I was pleasantly surprised myself.
Yep. Me as well.
I went into the season with not high hopes, no race director. And I felt like there was a lot of weeks. There was 18 mods, right? 16 to 18 mods sometimes.
A lot of weeks there was.
No, I thought there was weeks there was 15, 18 mods. I don't know. It seemed like there was enough. Some of them were field fillers. But I remember the years there were 10,
Yeah.
9. Like 2 years ago, there 9 cars show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now
wasn't-
that's bad.
It wasn't terrible, but like you'd get somebody and then you'd lose that person,
Right.
and then you'd get somebody else.
Well, it
to come
hurts
and
when
not
Janovic
retain
doesn't
them.
come, Pulio doesn't come. Like, you need those guys.
Yep.
And they are Speedbowl guys, right? I know Pulio's kind of transformed over to Stafford, but
Yep.
him and his father are through and through Speedbowl people. You know, and whatever happened, they're not there. You need, and he's a good car. He's a car that may have battled Timmy for the win this weekend. They were that good there.
Yeah.
You know, so when you lose two good cars like that, that hurts.
You got to feel wanted, right? And if
You got to feel
If
wanted.
you feel like you're not wanted, it's really easy
Yeah.
to be if you're on the fence. So
Yep.
I think in some divisions it was better than expected. In other divisions, it wasn't. At least for me.
Yeah, I would say going in, I was definitely very pessimistic about the season because we
I
were
would be
like,
too.
like internally, what's happening? The car counts don't look good. I remember when the initial rosters all came out, we were like freaking out. We were like, there's like 10 cars max for each division. But the trucks, the mini stocks, greatly exceeded my expectations. Obviously, some drama played into that, but that's just racing. The touring events were good, if not great, most of the time.
Yep.
So going in expecting like a 2 or a 3 out of 10 season, I was walking away very pleasantly surprised.
I was surprised too.
Yep. All right. Well, that's the stat chat, baby.
Fro's.
All right then.
Fro's great, isn't he? He's so good.
All right. We're welcoming back Glenn Boss Racing
Oh.
for a little more on the Did You Know tip. Let me get myself ready here. This Did You Know is almost an extension of Rob's Stat Chat. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's get to it. Oh. All right, so I did some statistical data. Had a little look-see. So, did you know, Diego,
Yep.
there was 257 cars in the pits over the course of the 3-day weekend at the Speedbowl? Plus or minus 5. I did it on a quick count.
Origin of error.
257.
I was
yeah.
expected.
So then I went to the Thompson. Tried to get it as accurate as possible. Most of the guys in the open race raced in another mod race. About half of the late model field raced in the act field. So I did my best to eliminate some duplicates. 257 at the bowl, 237 at the Thompson World Series.
Wow.
Wow, that's a shocker,
That's
right?
crazy. How many
So-
times has that happened?
Right.
I'm not sure. Now, they had a race, like the 604s that had a decent car count, and they raced twice. So you can make the argument of the way they were spread out, gave better car counts, or however you want to break it down. But just in terms of cars, Speedbowl had 20 more cars in their pits over
Do
the
you
3-day
know how
weekend.
many different divisions? Have you did that?
I did not.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
just,
and that's the thing too, right? Because Thompson had the trucks ended up getting rained out, but the 604s ran twice.
Yeah.
They had a late model race and an ACT race. They had 3 different types of tour mods. It was different in that sense.
Yep.
So, but I did think that was kind of an interesting.
that is surprising to me, actually.
And I thought it was surprising too.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, but Diego, you say it all the time. Everybody wants to race the bowl. If you got a bunch of touring divisions there for a weekend, on they come.
I'd be interested to see what happens this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The mini stock tour. How many do you think of them guys will show up?
Mini stock tour.
I think there isn't there something going
It's
on.
open
thought it was
street
open.
stocks.
Oh, there's no mini stock things.
I don't
there?
think the mini stock tour exists anymore.
Well,
There
there's
is an open mini
It's an
stock
open mini
race.
stock race.
Yeah,
open. I mean, I consider that
Which is basically what, like minis and X cars and Sport Force from Seco.
no.
Pretty much.
These wait till you see these mini stocks show up. They're
Okay.
like speedbowl cars on steroids.
All right then.
I'm kind of scared for that.
Well, let's keep the train rolling here. It's time for Sydney's favorite part of the show, the old Critical Signs Weekly Pick'ems. Here
Oh
we go.
yes.
All right. You guys still suck.
Jesus Christ, man.
Looky.
You guys are terrible. All right, so listen, it's getting interesting. We are doing the pick'ems for a couple more weeks. There's not a lot to choose from. There's a tour race. There's some stuff happening at the bowl. There's some truck races going on up at Hudson.
The pickings are getting slim, though.
Pick'ems are getting slim.
Timmy, you saved my ass this week. I got to
You're
give you credit for
welcome.
that.
I did watch that last week. I'm like,
Oh, really?
oh man.
Yep.
Okay.
People usually feel that way when I pick them, so
It's all
I
right.
can't blame you.
A lot of these are crapshoot because I have, like Rob said earlier before we went live, no entry list, total guessing.
Literally.
I am expecting to have hopefully 3 of the 5 people I'm about to pick actually race in these
No,
races.
for real.
But here we go. I'm picking Derek Luchacki in the open street stock race. Got to be done. I told you the smart play. You guys are not good at this game. I'm picking Patrick Emmerling in the tour race. I'm picking Glenn Marion in the compact enduros. I'm picking Randy Burr in the first of 2 evolved truck races up at Hudson. And I don't know if he's racing, but I'm going with Sam Misek in the open mini stocks. What the hell? He was pretty fast in the mini stock race on Sunday. Give that a shot. No double points, Keeter. I can't kick their ass any worse than I already am. I would actually feel bad. All right.
Now it's Diego's turn.
Yep. Actually, it was Diego should have.
Went first.
Yep.
And you took my pick.
I'm sorry. I've been going first for 3.5 months. I kind of got.
So now I got to change my
What would
pick.
you like to? What would you like to pick, buddy? Go ahead.
Open street stocks,
Yeah.
I had glue chalky.
Okay.
So you got to switch yours.
Why? I don't have to switch mine.
Well, then I'm not picking them because I'm
Okay.
I feel like I have a shot at catching you now.
All right.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Waterford Speedbowl, open mini stocks,
Yeah.
Nick Anderson.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay?
Do you know if he's racing?
I have no clue.
Nice.
Right? But if he races, he's going to be fast.
Keeter, shut the hell up.
All right? Touring series, I'm picking Ronnie Silk.
Okay.
Okay, can I do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Good luck.
whatever. Oh, my God. Full-size enduro. Glenn Marion. Can I do that? Can I pick an enduro?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Trucks, race number 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 races up
Yes.
Yeah. That's what Todd Taylor told me. They have some.
I
sort
looked on their schedule. On
It's
their
some sort of chase kind of format or something.
Yeah, there seems to be 2.
there? All right. I'm going Ryan. How do you say his last name?
Coon.
Kuhn.
For which race again?
Race number 1.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. I had to ask which race because you tend to not pick.
You tend to cheat.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Let's go. Get,
I have one more pick.
Okay.
Well, you know why I screwed up here? Know why I'm stuck? I just got to tell you real quick. Because I picked Nick Anderson already.
yeah.
And then when you said Gluchaki, I put his name there too. So I'm going to just do this. My second race for the trucks,
Yep.
Dwayne Knoll.
Okay. Dirty Love.
All right.
Good job by you. Robert, you're up.
Robert. All right, here we go. Open street stock, Ryan Lynham. Easy money.
The only guy that actually played that
See?
correctly.
Outplayed. Actually, I don't want to jinx it, so we'll get back to that next week. Touring series, I am going with Austin Beers on the Mod Tour.
Mm-hmm.
For Pro Truck Race 1, I am picking Dwayne Knoll. And for Pro Truck Race 2, I'm picking Ryan Kuhn.
Oh.
Flip flop.
Did a little flipperoo, huh?
For Open Minis, I will pick Canfield.
You know if he's running?
Nope.
I love you.
But who the
Fred.
hell knows who's running anymore? I mean, there's no entry list. It's the Wild
That's
West
probably
now.
a whiff, but go ahead. Rems, what do you got?
Okay. Shut it about any of my picks.
Don't tell us
alright?
what to do. Just say your stupid picks.
So I'm doing open street stocks at Waterford. Derek Shockey. For the first evolved truck race, I'm going with Ryan Kuhn. For a second truck race, I'm going with Todd Taylor. NASCAR mods, I'm going with Justin Bonsignor. And compact enduro, I go Alan Coates Jr.
See, that's a smart pick now. Remy did a little research. That's good to see. That's impressive, Rem. Good
Thank
job
you.
by you.
Appreciate it.
One of you people won't finish in last, and that'll be exciting for one of you, I guess. I don't know what the hell.
Could you imagine if I catch you?
There's no shot.
How many points am I out from you?
9.
9.
We only got 2 weeks left.
If I picked
He
up,
wins every pick, and you get
Awesome.
0 for the next 2 weeks.
But next week we don't have. I don't think there's 5 picks to make.
Oh,
so I'm
Jesus.
losing.
I think it's basically just they got the tri-track and the act race.
It's
That's
the
Econ.
race for second.
And
What
that's
if
it.
what if I like pick one and then we reset everybody for the final 4 like NASCAR?
Oh, yeah, why don't we do that?
Yo, yeah.
Like
Let's
if I
do
get
it.
if I get it right, it's a final race reset.
No way.
All right.
No, come on, Sid.
Why would I do something like that?
Are you scared, Sid?
yeah.
Are you scared?
We don't change rules in the middle of a season. Come on now.
The Speedbowl does it all the time.
Well, this isn't the Speedbowl. It's the Sid's View podcast. All right, let's do a little Riley Generators Pop Culture Minute. Here we go. These people in the chat trying to say I'm scared. I'm not scared. I kicked their ass. There's nothing to be scared
I don't know,
of.
Sid.
I
You're
got
so
it-
confident.
I got it pretty locked up.
Why fear the reset?
Anyways, so I was walking around the pit party and just around the Speedbowl in general. A lot of mullets flying around.
Did you see my boys?
Who's your boy?
Donnie Burr? Oh, he had the king mullet rocket.
He does have a nice mullet,
Great. Yes.
right? Matt Brewer's got a mullet.
Yes, he does.
My man Nevin Burno, he's got one. What about Alkus? Is he still rocking a mullet?
No.
No, he got rid of his. Well,
Dude, who are those kids we were talking to on the front stretch?
Yeah, that's
One
the
of them
Ver-
had them all.
that's
too.
the Verno
Okay,
kids,
yeah,
yep.
yeah.
so I figured we're gonna go into the archives. I'm gonna show you some Sydney mullets from back in the day.
Oh, my
right.
goodness. This ought to be good.
Now this is this is OG mullets, okay? Late 80s, early 90s. So Ram, throw this up here, then number 2, okay? This is early mullet, okay?
Dude, I think
just forming it in. Don't really comb the hair at this point, just letting it grow out, okay?
is that a perm?
Oh, that's my curly hair.
Seriously, bro, you had a perm.
And then we're gonna go to sport mullet. Look at that thing, huh? Coming out of the back of the
Oh, yeah.
it blends in with the trees. It's so thick you can barely even see it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm missing one here. Hold on, Ram. I know. Well, let's while I'm finding that, why don't we just go over here to prom mullet? Well, we tighten it up a little bit. Remy was Remy liked that. Yeah, Remy was
Yeah.
digging that one.
That's a good one.
All right, hold on. I hate the delay here, but I gotta find it. Here it is. Okay, yeah, because this is this is frizzed out mullet. That's just a mess. Yeah, that's a mess over there, huh?
Dude, look how skinny you are.
Yeah,
Looks
it
like
was
there's
skinny.
a fire starting behind
Yeah,
your
there's a
head.
lot
going
on
Smoke
there.
is coming out.
I actually think I worked on that. Yeah, puffing it out with a comb or some. I
Dude,
don't know.
the mullet is a hairstyle that will always haunt me because at least once a month someone says, "Are you going to cut your hair into a mullet ever?" With so little effort, the fro could become mullet. So little effort. I would just have to grow out the back a tiny bit more, take some of the sides off, and I'm
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I'm there.
You should do it.
No product.
No balls.
You'd have a banana curl mullet. Yeah,
It would
just,
be.
just straight curls.
Yeah, it would
right
be
out
crazy.
the back.
It would,
Yep.
be, it would be too much. Can't do it.
All right, so why don't we have a look-see real quick of the old mid-state site development Point Break. There's not a lot going on here. Let me drop the old scroll here to help us out, if you don't mind. So Swanson's clinched. Bobby Timmons clinched during the World Series. DJ Shaw clinched the past championship. I don't believe that's their updated points, but I couldn't find them online. So Justin, 10-point lead going into Martinsville. You got Matt Hirschman. Kind of came out of not out of nowhere, but it was like that's a solid lead now. He's got 27 points.
I would say he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, at
Oh,
the beginning
yeah.
of the season, we were all shocked by how
he's
not
got-
well he was running, and now
Right.
he's 4 top 2s in a row.
Yeah. He
Right.
does have a gazillion championships in that
Yes.
series. Yep. And then we got Gabe Brown over there.
Is their last race the Halloween race?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the tours this week up at Martinsville,
Yeah.
and then the Monaco Modifieds.
Oh, so you guys will be there.
Yeah. Yep.
If I
Going to
don't-
that?
If I don't go to Brody's race, I'm going. It's my
Okay.
wife's birthday weekend.
Well, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Here come the excuses.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's take a look here at the. Speaking of which, let's have a look, see at what's on tap here. Thanks to Myers Creamery. So, Smacktoberfest down at the bowl. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second, Rems. I forgot one thing here. Okay, so anyways, yeah, Smacktoberfest, Open Streak stocks, mini stocks, the Enduros. Martinsville has the Virginias is for lovers and Rems. Let me do this real quick. Stay with me.
Okay.
Say something, Diego. You going to Smacktoberfest?
No, but what I can't believe, do you think these guys that have just raced at North Wilkesboro, do they come home and then go back to
Yeah,
Martinsville?
go to Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
do.
they don't.
Yeah.
So they're going to haul all the way home, work on the cars, and turn around in 2 days and pretty much head back.
Yeah, or run another car, maybe. But yeah, probably most guys.
That's a lot to ask. You wonder why there's only 20 cars.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that. That explains
Seriously.
everything.
God, that's torture.
It must be.
All right, thanks for throwing that in there because now I can update it here because Hudson Speedway's got the that event where the Evolve is going to be up there. It's called the
Right.
Pumpkin Fest, which I thought was pretty unique. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so it's trimming down. There's not a lot happening yet, but the season is not over.
So
It's still-
sad, man. The
I know.
season is over.
It's been a long
Time to put
coming.
some ducats back in our pockets.
Right on. All right, let's get to it here. It's time to find out from our Help of Busy Bees Learning Center. Where am I at, Rams?
Right there.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Let's find out who won. Where is it? Hold on. Damn it. There's
got
a lot of buttons
Yo,
over here.
Sid, I
know.
love you, bro.
Who won the week? Come on.
Who are you? Who are you?
Tape delay, but we'll take it.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it.
All right, I got a long list of potential winners here. You ready?
Yep.
Ryan Lynham remaining undefeated in the open street stocks. Matt Swanson winning his MRS championship. Brad Strickland winning the truck championship. Anthony Flannery becoming the fourth driver to win SK and late model championships at the Speedbowl, including one of the guys sitting in the man cave here with us. Justin Bonsignor sweeping both mod events at North Wilkesboro. Jason Palmer becoming only the second driver in Speedbowl history with 9 track championships. Aaron Plemons for joining his father Brandon on the street stock championship list. Charles Canfield becoming only the second driver with at least 4 mini stock championships at the bowl. Avery Storr for winning his 3rd straight NEMA championship. Bertrand Motorsports for winning their 8th straight NEMA title and their 13th in the last 17th seasons. Joey Ternulo for finishing 5th after starting 23rd in the SK 100. And Joey Dwyron winning the Pass 400 at Oxford Plains while nursing a broken foot.
Wow.
What do you got? My mullets. You can throw that on
My
there.
mullets, yeah. Listen, there's a lot of votes for Strickland. He had a great year. But I think I'm going Aaron Plemons.
Okay.
That was a great emotional win and a great speech. So I agree with Emma.
That's a pretty good one.
Yep.
Rems, what do you think?
Pavlako votes for himself. I love that guy.
He'll probably come in second.
The king.
Oh my God.
What's the matter? No good?
That's awful.
What do you got, Rems?
I think I'm going with Strickland. I think that's
Strickland as well, huh?
Yeah.
Man, he's had a great year.
No love for Bonsignor sweeping mod races. in
No,
North
nobody
Wilkesboro.
cares. Nobody cares.
It's not a shocker.
It's
Sid,
a
I mean, what happened? I thought nobody
It's
cared
a
about
Speedbowl
NASCAR.
week.
That's not NASCAR.
I'm surprised.
is.
I'm surprised
Modifieds,
Plemons
dude.
didn't get more votes.
Oh my Lord. Hold
Timmy,
on.
what are you thinking?
Come on.
Do a Bavalako. Vote for yourself.
No. Jesus.
Down with the king.
I would vote. I think I'm gonna pop the cork for him on this championship win and give it to Anthony Flannery.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
He's worthy of a vote to
Oh, yeah.
me.
Yep.
He's had a great year.
1000%.
Rob, what are you thinking?
Hold on. I need to speed type because there's so many responses coming in.
That's great. It's hot tonight.
No, it's hot.
Oh, it's coming in hot.
I'm gonna have to go with Strickland, man. I really do. Even though it's like such like not a walk-off type deal, like it feels like it is. Because we've been talking about the same two guys all year.
Yeah.
And he's like, forget all that noise. I'm just gonna go win it.
Your mom says
No
Larry
drama.
Mack.
That's a good one. I like that.
Larry,
Michael McJoy.
Michael McJoy and Larry back for the win, baby.
How about me, Rob, and Bonsa? We interviewed Mike Joy at the Speedbowl. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I thought you were gonna take it one step further and say that Mike Joy won the week because we interviewed him.
Oh,
Like he's almost privileged to be interviewed by us.
that's where your brain goes. Huh?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know who I'm picking here. I'm probably gonna say, because of the surprising nature, I think I'm going with Strickland.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
All right.
All right, what do you got?
Now, this is definitely the most names we've had on this list.
Oh, I like that variety.
You were right. Definitely a lot to choose from, but we're gonna run them down right here. Starting with people who have one vote, excuse me. Timmy Jordan.
Oh.
Speedbowl fans.
I was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone voted for you.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, it's way back in the chat. Joey Ternulo. Excuse me if I said that name wrong.
You got to call him Joey Walnuts. Come
Joey
on.
Walnut. Okay.
Nuts.
Walnut.
Yeah.
We got King with the self-imposed vote.
Oh my
I
god.
love this show.
What is so funny?
Poor kid.
You need to watch The Sopranos.
Joey Walnuts.
Yes.
Followed by King,
You couldn't say that nickname any less cooler.
Bonsignor, Ryan Lynham,
These
Anthony Flannery.
These are all one votes?
Yes. And Larry McReynolds. With 2 votes, we have Flannery and Swanson.
Wait, you said Flannery for 1 vote and then for 2, so he's got 3? Hold on. Let me
Okay, Flannery has 2. Flannery has 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Kill that goddamn music.
Okay, sorry.
Swanson also has 2.
Blasphemy.
Aaron Plebins with 4. And the winner of this week is Brad Strickland with 9 votes.
Very
Wow.
nicely done.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done. All right, everybody. Excellent show once again. We only got 3 more shows left for our live Tuesday, but never fear, because we will have content year-round, because we just can't shut our mouths. Don't forget, follow us on socials. We'll have all kinds of stuff for you. Diego, give us some shout-outs, brother.
Hey, welcome back, Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nuggets. Yesteryear Racing League for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Glen Boss Racing for Did You Know? Of course, Critical Signs for the weekly Pick'ems. Thanks to Riley Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Midstate Site Development for the Point Break. And of course, Myers Creamery for What's on Tap. A steady for us is Busy Bees Learning Center for Who Won the Week. Special thanks to Monaco Ford for the results ticker, because I was on there this week. Serve Pro, thanks for the chalkboard chatter. And of course, Seacon Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. Special guest joining us tonight, Timmy Jordan, your winner of the feature last week. Thanks for joining us tonight, pal.
Thank you, buddy, and thanks for having the fastest lap at that race. There you
Hell
go.
yeah! That's what I'm talking about. At least he pays attention. I want to give a special thanks to my daughter, Hair by Emma Monahan. Thank you, sweetheart. Of course, Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio. You guys have been great all year. I want to thank all our podcast members for tuning in weekly, joining the chats. It's been a pleasure, ultimate pleasure. We got 3 more weeks. Thank you guys so very much.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to join us again next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. We'll have another guest in the hot seat. We'll talk about it then. See ya.